All right, guys. It is your boy, Mr. Noland again. All right, so on this one, I'm going over homework 1.2a, which is your test review. All right, so the first thing is we are ordering our. Oh, it's actually foreign. Sorry about that. Let me talk a little bit slower. We are going to start by finding our letters that it's given us, and we're creating an ordered pair, and we're labeling our quadrants. Now, I'm going to start by doing this. I'm drawing the big letter C. Remember where the C starts. This is quadrant 1. And then follow the letter C all the way around. Quadrant 2. Down here is quadrant 3. And then finally where it ends up right here is quadrant 4. Alright, now I'm going to make this so we can see it a little bit better. As you can see, there's 1 quadrant, 2 quadrants, 3 quadrants, 4 quadrants. Now we can see that a little better. Alright, let's start with point G. Point G is right here. If you notice, each line does not represent a whole. It skips a line, gives me a whole. Skips a line, gives me a whole. That means my scale factor is each line represents a half. Half, 1 whole. 1.5, 2 wholes. Okay? So let's look at point G. Starting at the origin, you have to either move left or right first. That's your first movement every time. So in this case, I had to move left. I had to move left to -1. So your ordered pair is -1. And then you have to go up half a unit. There's your ordered pair. What quadrant is it in? It's right here in quadrant 2. You're done. Okay, let's find point Q. Can anyone find point Q? Oh, there he is, right there. Okay, so starting at the origin. To go from the origin to point Q, did you have to move left or right any? No, you do not. So that is number 0. Your X value is 0 for that case. How many units did you go up? Half a unit, 1 whole, 1.5 units. Now, I don't care if you write it as a decimal as 1.5 or if you write it as a fraction, 1.5. It's the same thing. Now, what quadrant is this on? Well, if you notice, it's on one of the axes here. Do y'all remember what axis this is that goes vertically up and down? If you don't remember, let's label it. That's your y-axis. Your horizontal axis right here is your x-axis. All right, let's move on to point R. So from the origin, point R is right here. Notice I had to go to the right half a unit, a full unit, 1.5 units. Then I had to go down half a unit. If you went down, is that positive or negative? Good. Negative. What quadrant is this in? Where the C ends up is quadrant 4. All right, let's see. Point H is right here. From the origin, you always start at the origin. It's your starting point. I had to go over half a unit, 1 full unit, 1.5 units. And then I had to go up half a unit, a whole unit. Now, when you have a positive X value and a positive Y value, what quadrant is that in? Well, positive X, positive Y is right here in quadrant 1. point B is down here. So from the origin, you have to go to the left half a unit, a full unit. You have to go left 1.5 units. Since I went left, that is negative. And then I have to go down half, full, 1.5 units. Again, since I went down, that is also negative. All right, what quadrant is it in? Right down here. It's quadrant 3. Now, point S is right here. Starting at the origin, you had to go to the left 2 units. Did you have to go up or down any then? No, you did not. Well, it's not really on a quadrant. Excuse me. It's on an axis. What axis is it? X-axis. There's the graphing part. Guys, you will have to graph on your test. You're going to have to know your quadrants as well. So I'm letting you know that. Whenever you get your test on Friday, draw the big letter C and label your quadrants. And make sure you label your y-axis and your x-axis. If you can do that, that's going to give you so many points because it's going to help you answer so many questions. All right, here we go. Number 7. Raina went scuba diving and reached a depth of negative 75 feet. What is the absolute value of the depth Raina reached? So the absolute value of negative 75. Remember, absolute value is talking about distance. Distance will always be positive. So the absolute value of negative 75 is 75. You're done. What's the absolute value of negative 23? 23. You're done. All right, now we're going to do something different. What is the opposite of 15? Well, the opposite of a positive 15 is a negative 15. So I'm going to add another question here. What is the opposite of negative 26? Well, the opposite of a negative 26 is a positive 26. Done. Look how easy this is. The hardest thing you're going to have on this test is the coordinate graphing, and it's not even that bad, is it? Flip it to the back side. Okay, again, draw your big letter C. Quadrant 1, Quadrant 2, Quadrant 3, Quadrant 4. Label your x-axis, label your y-axis. Look how long that took me to do that. That took less than a minute to draw the letter C and label my quadrants and my axes. Again, I'm telling you, you're going to save so much time if you do that. All right, so question number 10. What quadrant would the ordered pair negative 5, which is your x value, and your y value of negative 2 be located in? Well, let's see. From the origin, negative 5, negative 2 is right down here. What quadrant is this in? That's in quadrant 3. So that would be C. What ordered pair represents point M? Well, here's point M. So from the origin, I had to move to the right first. 1, 2, 3. So I have to start with the 3. Knowing that my x value is a positive 3, well, that has a chance. B says my x value is negative 1. Well, that's not true. My x value is positive 3, so B's out. C is still good. D says my x value is negative 3. Well, that's not true. You're out. Look at that. I'm already down to a 50-50 shot. So here I am. And then I have to go down 1, 2, 3. If you go down, is that positive or negative? Well, that's negative. 3, negative 3? Oh, let's see. What point represents the ordered pair -3, 4? Well, from the origin, the x value is -3, so go to the left 3. 1, 2, 3. And the y value is a +4, so go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's point K. You're done. All right, guys. That's the video for your test review. Again, this test really should not be that hard. I really hope you watch this video and you study a little bit. I'll be honest, the scores on the first test weren't too good. This is a good way to get that grade even higher now, okay? All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.